Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Today, we are going to go ahead and we are going to talk about producer price index. We'll talk about producer price index. Okay. First of all, what is producer price index? See, in 2003, 2004, there was a working group by Professor Abhijit Sen. Okay. And they wanted to go ahead and they wanted to revise the wholesale price index. They wanted to change the base of wholesale price index. And they wanted to recommend introduction of producer price index for India. Okay. And they wanted that we should be shifting from wholesale price index towards the producer price index. We should shift from WPI to PPI. Well, why? First of all, producer price index would measure the price change from producer's perspective. Right? Wholesale is what? When you buy things in bulk. Okay? But in that sense, we are only able to take care of the wholesalers. But we're not able to look at the producer. We're not able to look at the basic price. Right? As to what is the cost of production that is there in the economy. So first thing, they wanted to go ahead and they wanted to measure this so that we can go ahead and we can look from the side of the producer. We can look at the perspective of the producer. That's the first thing. Secondly, so since we will be looking at the base price, we will be looking at the producer, we will be able to exclude so it's like, you remember, जब हम GDP करते हैं, there is something called as factor cost and there is something called as market price. Factor cost is जब हम we eliminate everything. We don't take care of taxes. We don't take care of any cost. We don't take care of subsidies. And market prices, when we go from factor to market, we include net indirect taxes, right? We include subsidies. We include taxes. So we want to look at producer from the base perspective, right? And therefore, we want to go ahead and we want to exclude taxes, transport, trade margins like that. Okay. Now, therefore, because we are looking at the base, we better capture the changes at the primary stage, right? Providing early indicator of consumer inflation. So, the base price increases, definitely we understand that there must be a reason that the cost of production would have increased. And this will definitely be transferred to the consumer. Okay. So when the producer price index, it shows an increase, हमें पता है that this will be transferred to the consumer. This will definitely go on to the consumer. Okay. Also, we notice that when we talk about the producer price index, this is something which is one of the oldest series which is being run by economies like USA. Okay. So, because of these reasons, we want to go ahead and we want to go for producer price index. Acha. Now, when we go towards producer price index, there are certain importances that we have. The first one is, as I told you, it helps predict the future consumer inflation trend. माने अगर base price high है, तो automatically consumers will be seeing a higher inflation in the economy. It is more accurate than wholesale price index. Okay? Because it is not taking care of any wholesale distortion which may happen. So it encourages better price targeting. राइट अगर हमें पता है कि हमें क्या प्राइस एक सीलिंग सेट करना है प्राइस में ताकि प्राइस रैंडमली इंक्रीज ना होता रहे एज अ गवर्नमेंट इफ आई हैव टू सेट द सीलिंग ऑफ प्राइस राइट और इफ आई हैव टू टारगेट सर्टेन प्राइस इन द इकोनॉमी this is going to help me more, right? So this is all about the producer price index. Is it making some sense? What is producer price index? Is it clear? Okay. Now I want to go ahead and I want to write this down. So you write it with me. राइट बेटा? अ वर्किंग ग्रुप chaired by Professor Abhijit Sen, Planning Commission, was set up in 2003-4 to revise existing wholesale price index, second, recommend introduction of producer price index for India. The new wholesale price index base year was changed to 2004-5, and it was still recommended to shift from wholesale price index to producer price index. Question is why? Why we wanted to shift from wholesale price index to producer price index? First, producer price index measures price changes from producer's perspective. That means the base price. Second, it excludes taxes, transport, trade margins, unlike wholesale price index. Third, it better captures price changes at primary and intermediate stages, providing early indicator of consumer inflation. Fourth, it is adopted widely by advanced economies like US. ठीक है, समझे बात को? तो पहला है कि ये बेस प्राइस बताता है कि बेस प्राइस में चेंज कितना है, जिस प्राइस पे प्रोड्यूसर बना रहे हैं उसमें चेंज कितना। दूसरा, ये टैक्सेस, ट्रांसपोर्ट, ट्रेड मार्जिन्स को एक्सक्लूड करता है। तीसरा, ये कैप्चर करता है प्राइस चेंजेस को प्राइमरी एंड इंटरमीडिएट स्टेज पे। ठीक है, जब प्रोडक्ट बन ही रहा है उसी स्टेज पे उसको कैप्चर कर लेता है। ठीक है, और देयरफॉर ये कंज्यूमर इन्फ्लेशन का अच्छा इंडिकेटर है। माने अगर बेस प्राइस इंक्रीज हो रहा है तो डेफिनेटली जिस प्राइस पे कंज्यूमर को वो गुड मिलेगा ऑटोमेटिकली इट विल बी हायर। ओके, तो ये उसका एक अच्छा मार्जिन बन जाता है। एंड लास्ट, क्योंकि ये हर एडवांस इकोनॉमी में है, देयरफॉर ये हमारी इकोनॉमी में निकालना जरूरी है। राइट, वी हैव टू capture whatever is being captured by advanced economies. ये बात समझ में आती है? Now, what are the importance of PPI? सो फर्स्ट एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू कि अगर मुझे कंज्यूमर के इन्फ्लेशन ट्रेंड को समझना है तो प्रोड्यूसर के प्राइस से अच्छा समझ में आएगा. अगर प्रोड्यूसर एक चीज को एक एक्सपेंसिव इफ दे आर प्रोड्यूसिंग इट एट हायर प्राइस और प्रोड्यूसर को वो चीज एक्सपेंसिव हो रही है, प्रोड्यूसर में प्राइस इंक्रीज हो रहा है एट द लेवल ऑफ प्रोड्यूसर, ऑटोमेटिकली इट विल बी इंक्रीज इन द लेवल ऑफ कंज्यूमर ऑल्सो. सो इट हेल्प्स predict future consumer inflation trend. Second, it is more accurate than wholesale price index. तो अगर आपको याद हो, when we were doing wholesale price index, I told you not always wholesale price index will be, so when wholesale price index increases, not always it will be transferred to the consumer. हमेशा वो consumer तक transfer नहीं होगा. Sometimes it may happen that even when wholesale prices are high, the government may give some subsidies, may do something, and consumer may get a lower price. Okay? So we talked about it that wholesale price index higher does not mean consumer price index will also be higher. But this is more accurate than wholesale price index, right? So as it avoids wholesale distortions. As it avoids wholesale distortions. Third, it encourages better price targeting by industries, government. It is encouraging better price targeting. Okay, government can use this to know exactly what will be the prices in the economy. Okay, so this is about your producer price index. Is it clear?